Okay, so like I was saying in the previous video, the doctor allowed me to go home with my son Jonah, which was 3 at the time, and that was on June 23rd, 2009. Um, Before I took him to the doctor, I had to drop his brother Jonathan off at the daycare, the same daycare that he was going to. And he was also bused to Sunshine Elementary School as well. Um, and I showed Jonah's teacher at Afro 3 daycare. Um, Jonah's injury, and I let him know what happened. He said, okay, let's get the doctor's note and we'll accept him back, at the school. At the daycare. So I did. I brought him back the 24th, and there was no problem there at the daycare at all. They didn't call ACS on me or anything like that. They saw no signs of abuse. As you know, daycare workers are also mandated reporters, and they saw no reason to call ACS on me. Now, I requested that the daycare faxes the doctor's note to Sunshine Developmental School, like I always do every other time that they're sick. And there will be no problem with them receiving the doctor's note. They would either put it in the children's book bags or um, they would both fax it and put it into the book bag. Usually the latter. They would do. They would put it in both the book bags and fax the letter over to Sunshine Developmental School to make sure that they got it. But that particular day, Sunshine Developmental School claims that they never received a letter stating that, Jonah was cleared to come back to school by a doctor. So then, instead of calling me or my husband to find out what happened to Jonah's mouth, they go and call Child Protective Services on me, lying, stating that Jonah was actually able to talk and tell them that mommy punched him in the mouth. Okay. Now, but I remind you in the previous video I stated that Jonah was not able to say more than 2 word utterances. Okay. Um, and the teachers' names are Dina Demancey and Eden Farnham. And the woman who is a social worker who claims that she's a supervisor there at Sunshine Developmental School, but she's not a supervisor, she's a social worker. Her name is Joanna Escobar. Um, Also testified on the stand and lied her ass off. I'm sorry, they all lied their asses off on the stand, including Ephraim Wachuku, who even began to say, who even started to say that he wasn't able to get Jonah to talk to him, but honorary Ronald Richter. You should look him up here on YouTube because he's on YouTube as well. There's another woman talking about Ronald Richter on here. Like, just look it up. He was also a crooked judge at the time. He is now commissioner over administration for children's services of New York State. I'm sorry, New York City, ACS. He's the commissioner now. So my husband and I went ahead and sued ACS as well as Sunshine Developmental School for defamation of character, as well as false reporting, things like that, and to get a court order to stop this madness. Okay, because I'm sure there's more important cases that ACS could be paying attention to, um, than this case right here, because there's no proof that abuse happened. But they want me to plead guilty to something I didn't do, just so that they could try to adopt my kids out and I could go to jail. Oh, speaking, when I gave birth to my daughter 2 months before my due date. She was in the NICU. I had her birth on ACS for a reason because she was born prematurely. So I wouldn't have been able to breastfeed her or anything like that had I told ACS and the judge that I had the baby. Prior to the baby being born, the judge asked me when my due date was and what hospital I was delivering at, and I told him that I could not give him that information. And he said on the record, that that is my right not to tell him. But because they found out when the baby was 3 months old that I had the baby already, they were pissed off that we outsmarted them. And they arrested me. They actually got the police to get a warrant out for my arrest, put me in handcuffs, threw me in the back of a patrol car, and they kidnapped my daughter from me and my husband and put her in foster care the very same day. She's been in foster care ever since March of 2011. She's been in foster care, and now that my husband's side of the case is almost over with, he accepted the ACD. Now they're trying to do the same thing to him. They're trying to find something on him to prolong his case so that they could try to adopt my baby girl out. And they're also trying to remove my other 4 children from him as well, once again, so that they could adopt them out as well. So right now I'm homeless, living on the street. I was going from house to house. I was staying at my cousin's in the Bronx for a little while. I decided to leave for reasons I will not explain here. And I've been living on the streets ever since. I used to have housing in Far Rockaway, Queens. I had to fake a diagnosis in order to get housing. They messed that up for me because they knew I was pregnant. They found out I was pregnant. My attorney that's court appointed announced it to everybody in a conference in a family courthouse that I was pregnant. And once the foster care worker found out, the foster care worker called, the housing people out of Far Rockaway and let them know that I was pregnant, and anybody who stayed in supported housing knows that you cannot have a baby unless it's family oriented supported housing. So they basically had kicked me out of the apartment. So I was staying with my mother-in-law at the time, spending most of my time with my husband, just in case I went into labor early because I was hemorrhaging and losing pieces of the placenta from the pregnancy. Yes, I was losing pieces of the placenta during the pregnancy. Almost bled to death. I went into labor at 32 weeks and 3 days, and by the time they carried me out to the EMS truck, my eyes were rolling in the back of my head, and the EMS had to keep slapping me really, really hard in my face to keep me awake. They had to give me oxygen, all of that. Thank God that, I only ended up with anemia, and my daughter is perfectly healthy. She doesn't need early intervention, nothing, you know. And I thank God for that, and I thank God for breast milk. you know, um, if anyone wants to contact me to know more about my story, you can contact me at medicalstudent1228 at gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. God bless.